Al, let's go outside right now
No.
and go run a marathon.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like the outdoors.
Okay, fair, but also marathon.
No.
Okay, but what if marathon?
Outdoors and running? Nightmare.
Terrible is what you mean.
Terrible.
Very terrible. Unfortunately, the cast of the show we go like to watch, K-On!
Mm-hmm.
Stumbled over my words there. They got to run a marathon, but it's like a mini marathon.
Mini marathon.
I think they said it was like 5 kilometers or something.
Still sucks.
Let's see how long that is for us dummies who do not use the kilometer. That's like 3 miles.
Yeah, it still sucks.
That's a lot.
I don't.
Super suck.
No thanks.
All right. Well, we're not doing that, but we are going to do something today here on episode 30 of Jared and I Watch K-On! I'm Jared. That is Anladium.
Hello.
And we are here to discuss season 2, episode number 15, entitled Marathon Tournament. Which again, I said this last week.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a tournament.
No, it is not.
It is not a tournament. It's just a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe they just want to make everything into a tournament.
Maybe. We begin this episode, and everyone's back from summer break. It's time for another semester of the school. The schooling.
Mm-hmm.
The principal's like, hey, welcome back, jerks. Yui's very just disheartened about having to come back to school, and everyone's like, you should have done college exams. College exams are coming up. What are you doing? And she's like, Mugi's like, but we had fun. They talk about all the stuff they did, like going to the summer festival and all that stuff, and Mugi's like, we went to the candy store. Ozzy just shows up, and they're like, oh god, so blinding. She has so much radiant energy. But she's not excited the school's back. She's excited that the school festival's coming up, and they get to do a big performance. And like, oh, that's cool. That's fine. No worries. But in between that happening and where they are right now, they have the mountain known as the school marathon staring them back in the face. And Yui is not happy. She does not want to run a marathon. She also says it's the full marathon, and they're like, no, we're not running a full marathon. That's not what we're doing. But yeah, she is unhappy. Mugi has started her own training regimen of eating weird foods to get her stamina up. She doesn't have a lot of stamina.
Same.
Which, yeah, that's relatable. Yui's just like, ugh. Miss Yamanaka suggests that they run in costumes to get the thing canceled. But it says it as a joke, but Yui's like, yes, let's do that. Let's get this thing canceled. They're goofs. Mugi brings them like black jello that's like made with iron.
Yeah, it's gross.
She's like, this will help us not be anemic.
It's black, and
they're like, okay, no, we're good.
Teacher's like, bring the normal kind next time.
Ui and Yui go out shopping for new running shoes, and Yui's like, I don't really want to spend all my allowance on running shoes, which, fair.
Yeah, I don't.
You're going to use these shoes once. Like, you don't really want to do that. They find Miss Yamanaka, who gives them a ride, and Miss Yamanaka has like been out shopping for the marathon. She's got a bunch of supplies like drinks, cups, mochi red bean soup to make for the end of the marathon, and then they steal a mochi.
Yep.
Well, they don't really steal it; it just gets kind of thrown in with their stuff.
Yep.
While Miss Yamanaka is giving them the ride, she takes them across the course, specifically Heartbreak Hill. It's a giant hill,
super
full of struggle. We have a hill like that here.
Gross.
It's called Incinerator Hill.
Because it incinerates your body?
It does. It's a very steep hill. I had to ride a bike up it once, and it sucked.
Oof. Yeah, no thanks.
Super sucked.
No thanks. I'm sure the people listening to this are going to be like, wow, Al is so lazy. And it's not that I'm lazy. I mean, I don't like running, but like I'm fine with walking. I'm fine with like doing exercise and all that. I am just...
Running sucks.
Running sucks. Being outdoors sucks. And I'm also asthmatic. Also, like being timed by a school. No thanks.
No thanks. No
or
good.
No thank you, if you will.
Hey!
K-On! Jokes.
Hey.
Anyway.
So yeah, they find a bit of mochi in their bag, and Ui's like, "Here you go, you get to have this." And Yui's like, "I'm eating this mochi," but it got hard by the time she ate it, and she was like,
Yep.
"Oh, my mochi." Uh, Yui desperately attempts to figure out a way to get the event canceled when Mugi's like, well, if it rains tomorrow, they'll have to cancel the marathon. She's like, whoa, we gotta do this. She watches the weather report, and the weather report's like, there's 0% chance of rain. So
Yeah.
she learns from the old lady neighbor they have, like, oh, if you hang up these dolls upside down, it guarantees rain. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
It is sunny and clear, and it is great weather for a marathon. So they begin the marathon. The Light Music Club sticks together. Nodoka's like passes them off, and they're all just like running real casually. Mio does not want them to end up last and have everyone watch them as they show up last. So she runs off ahead and leaves the others, and everyone's like, and he was like, she's too enthusiastic about this. Mio eventually catches up with Ui, Azusa, and June. June's like out of breath and dying, and then once Mio shows up, she's like, let's run.
Yep.
So yeah, that happens. Mio eventually breaks off from them and waits for the rest of the Light Music Club to come back, and they run as a group again, but then they get to Heartbreak Hill. Yui basically just dies here.
Yep.
Rip in peace.
Rip in pieces.
They try and figure out a way to starve off the stamina loss from running, and they're like, let's sing a song. And they first start singing Fuwa Fuwa Time, and then Yui's like, you're going too fast. They then try and sing My Love is a Stapler, but Mugi cannot run and sing at the same time, so they decide, hey, what if we just sing in our heads? And then they start running again, and then Yui stops automatically, and he's like, wait, I forgot the lyrics. Like, just hum it or something. Whatever. Eventually, they all catch up to June, who's lagged off from Ui and Azusa, and then they're like, "Hey, hello," and June's like, "Wait a minute, where's Yui?" And they're like, I don't know." So they have an emergency. They get Miss Yamanaka from like one of the checkpoint stations, and they're like, "Hey, we lost Yui. We don't know where she is." And then everyone's like, "Oh crap!" So they try like looking through like the forest is nearby to find something. They don't find her there. They just try to find looking around. Nothing there. Eventually, it cuts back to Ui and Azusa, who have already finished, and they're like, "Well, we should probably go eat some red bean soup and all that stuff." June shows up and is like, "Hey, Yui's lost." And they're like, oh crap, we gotta go find her as well. But with the help of Ui, they're able to kind of narrow things down and figure out exactly where she is. She decided to, or she fell, scraped her knee up. The old lady was passing by and was like, here, come with me, I will patch your knee up. Also, here's some tea, here's some cookies for you.
Yep.
Which Yui's like, yes, I will definitely take all this.
Like, is your knee okay? She's like, it's fine. It's bandaged.
I got a Band-Aid. So, with all the time that they have taken, they are definitely last place.
Yes.
At this point. But they eventually come back to the school, and then Mio's like, oh god, I don't want to be last. I don't want to be last. I don't want to trip and fall and be last. And then there's like running, and everyone's watching. Like, oh god. Someone mentions like, hey, we finish up and get red bean soup and mochi, and then Yui's like, wait a minute, I had that mochi, that means there's gonna be one short. Whoever's in last place doesn't get any mochi. And
it starts hauling to the finish line because she wants that mochi.
And the rest of them were like, wait, why are you so enthralled with the mochi? How's it giving you so much energy? Oh god, I don't want to be last place either.
So everybody starts running like crazy.
They're all just sprint towards the finish line, and they basically make it in one piece, except Mio, who trips at the last second, but then like barrel rolls through it and is fine.
Yep. Except for people are paying attention to her.
And she's like, oh god. And then they get to eat red bean soup and mochi, which they're like, why did you think there wouldn't be red or mochi left? Like, they're not going to buy the exact amount for the exact amount of people that are here. There's going to be some left over, you goof. And then they're like, hey, where'd Miss Yamanaka go? And then it just cuts to her out in the field, around the forest still looking for Yui
Yui.
because no one has told her that Yui's been found. And she's just still there. She is still there to this day, some people say.
She haunts the forest.
She haunts the forest.
Looking for Yui. Starving for
that's
mochi
our marathon.
and red bean soup.
Marathons are terrible. Do not run a marathon unless you're really into running. Like that's your prerogative. I'm not gonna judge you, but also like I don't like to run.
I don't either.
It's a lot. It's exhausting.
Yep. Don't like it.
It makes me tired. I'm like like that.
Yep. Like I said, I'm asthmatic. No fun.
Yeah, that's it's especially worse for you.
I just don't. No thanks.
No, thank you.
No thank you. I just don't like that at all. Running sucks.
Yes.
Especially required running.
Yes. Glad I don't have to do any required running now.
Yeah, same.
Because at least back when I had to, I was like actually in shape, so it wasn't as bad. But like now, I would just be like, I'm dead.
No, I wasn't in shape. I mean, I was like fine. I just was terrible at it. I also
You were
have
more in
tiny
shape than you are
legs.
now.
I'm also like decades older.
Yeah, exactly. You have much more energy at that point
Makes
in
a
time of your
difference.
life.
But
Yes.
yeah, I still had short legs, and having short legs is not good for you.
I mean, short wingspan.
Hmm
Your feetsies are not going to go that far.
They don't go very far.
It's because you're tiny.
Super small.
Super small. So that's going to do it for the marathon, not tournament. Next episode, we will be discussing a season 2 episode 16 entitled Upperclassmen, even though there's no men in this school. Well, there's just teachers.
Teachers.
Yes. So that's what we'll be doing next episode. But for now, if you would like more episode, or I don't know what I'm talking about. If you'd like more content from us, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Language Checkup and Season Language Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you would like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. So next time, join us as we get a rousing discussion and just look at the upperclassmen.